So if clarity is a concern of yours and you've been thinking about for a little while that you want to attain some, actually, let me go back and tell you why clarity should be a concern of yours. And Steph, it's good to see you. Bruce, good morning. When we manifest, we're looking to go and create the lives that we want. Everybody tells you you've got to see the vision. You've got to law of attract that thing in, decide that this is what you want. This is what you're going to create for yourself. You just go get it. And that's great. That's wonderful. And it is true, but it's just scratching the surface. The problem with The Secret, and hence the camera, if you watched the movie The Secret, you saw it, read the book. Excellent. So that book is only 1/10 of the process to actually creating the life that you want. It doesn't talk about the burning desire. It doesn't talk about the actual process to manifesting, which is taking the actions. They kind of just hinted at the end of the book movie. They're like, yeah, you got to go take action just a little bit. But the truth is, you've got to get clear. Now, that movie was really good in the sense that it gave you an idea of how to get clear. They told you had to feel the car, and you had to go and see. You could see the elephant in the room, and then suddenly the elephant would be there in the room. But it doesn't manifest that quickly. The truth is, you can manifest much faster if you can get clear about what you want. And so, clarity is power. You've heard that before. Clarity is power. The more clear you are on something, the more likely you are to manifest it. Speed to manifestation is a direct relationship to how powerfully clear you can get on your goals. So we're going to walk through some steps on clarity today. Hands to the camera if you know you could get a little more clear in your goals, if there's some room for improvement. The dead giveaway is that you don't have what you're looking for. So look around the room right now and look around your house and your life. And if you're happy with what you got, you've gotten pretty clear in the past. And if there's something missing, there's some clarity to be resolved. There's some clarity to be added. And one of the steps to clarity is first, time for yourself, which most people say they're doing, but they're not. And then the people who say that they're not doing it are definitely not doing it. So how much time for yourself is good? Maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. I prefer an hour a day. Just put that time aside. It's midday, morning, night. In fact, I was sitting with one of my students yesterday, and he told me he puts aside 20 minutes to meditation. 20 minutes to meditate. Hands to the camera if you know you put 20 minutes aside to meditate daily. Hands to the camera if you don't put 20 minutes aside to meditate daily. All right. So room to improve, right? So then don't take it personally. Anything is growth. So if you haven't been putting the 20, start there. If you haven't been putting 10, start there. But what I'd like to encourage is to get yourself up to that 60 minutes. And 60 minutes is not necessary if you're really great at meditation. Like if you can just bam, put yourself into a Zen mode, go right through, figure out what you want and move forward, then you don't need all this extra time in meditation. But if you have a little bit of a slower process, if getting into that state takes a little bit longer, then you may want to put that time aside until you're a master, until you're a Zen yoga meditation professional who can just cool their body temperature, heat up their body temperature through a thought. I would say take the time, right? First, start with that. And if you're telling me that you're one of those people who, or those people who can't control their minds are all out over the place. I'm always thinking of something that's fast, action, go, 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 which most people say they suffer from. That's not true either. That's hypnosis that you've given yourself, stopping you from getting clarity, stopping you from getting the clear vision of your future. So we walk around in society every day getting somebody else's vision, getting somebody else's clear goals. You watch the TV, you know exactly what they're looking to accomplish. You look at TikTok, you look at Facebook, you look at LinkedIn, you look at Snapchat, Instagram. You look outside and you see your community. There's rules, there's laws, there's just everybody following the same principles. It's hypnosis, surrounded in somebody else's clear vision. Have you ever walked through a city, seen a stoplight and street, and seen curbs and thought, wow, this is really organized. It's amazing. They're in every single city all across the country. It's not by accident. Somebody has a very clear vision. Somebody has a very clear goal. Now, the idea is to get that clarity for you. So step one, meditate. However you do it, wherever you do it. Step two, a little guided meditation to go through the process. Hands to the camera if you'd be open to a little bit of guided meditation during this. We'll just walk you through. Excellent. So you don't have to figure it out on your own. So for the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk about your health, wealth, and relationships. Now, I'm more of a money coach. I'm an asset coach. I teach people how to build wealth. Hands to the camera if you could use a little more money in your life. If there's never too much. Excellent. The reason we talk about health and relationships is because that's where we get our energy from. You see, money is one of those pieces that you're not going to do it if you're hungry, right? You're not going to go focus on money unless you didn't have enough money to buy food, in which case then you'll focus on money. But we can get by with the money that we have right now. Hands to the camera if nobody's starving. You're making enough to get by. Excellent. The other reason is we won't make money if our relationship sucks. If we're not in a great relationship, we're not happy and feeling motivated, we're probably going to focus on that before we go focus on building a business. Unless, the only caveat, unless you got burned in a bad relationship and it was because of money, in which case then you may obsess. We got a little bit of a feedback situation, Bruce, but I see you're all over it. So you may have anybody been in a relationship where you broke up and it hurt a lot? There was a lot of emotions there. Sometimes people will take that and go build a business, but eventually you come back out of it. And then once you fix the relationship, the business grows way better. So anyway, we focus on health in relationships first because it's hard to make money without them. It's hard to make money if those two parts of your business, those two parts of your life aren't taken care of. So we're going to start with health. I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself in, we'll say, either the past or the future. Whenever your body was at the perfect spot. It could be something that hasn't attained yet. I know for me, when I was starting, it took me a little while to get my body into the right shape. I started going to the gym, started eating healthy. So if you know your body is getting to that point, then I want you to close your eyes and visualize your body in that state. Think about how it moves, how flexible it is, how it feels, just knowing that it's at the absolute peak ultimate situation that for you and your height, your ethnicity, your age. And I want you to take the dial of life and time, and I want you to twist it back about 5 years. Just feel yourself getting younger and younger, that perfect body getting younger and younger, dialing back, and notice the energy. Notice how great it feels. Just take a deep breath in and feel the energy in your lungs, feeling that vibration of life, feeling better and better. And I want you to exhale, feeling good. Now notice this body is yours. It's what you deserve. It's what you have already attained.
On a scale of 1 to 5, would you give yourself a 5 on achieving what you want in life? If your answer is anything less than a 5, right now, I have something awesome for you. Achieving your goals and living your life at a 5 isn't easy. Most people aren't prepared to focus, stay disciplined, and do the everyday work that is necessary to achieve amazing results. But since you're watching this, then I'm guessing that you're not one of those people. And this is an opportunity that will change your life. Give to Get is a global program that brings together world-class coaching and combines it with empowering masterminds and networking opportunities. We provide 5-star guidance for the price of a cup of coffee a day. To find out more, click on the link in the description of this coaching session.
And I want you to start paying attention to the details, the color of your hair, color of your eyes, color of your skin, the tone of your muscles, the bounce with which when you jump, you could feel it in your body, that easy spring, that elasticity when you flex your muscles. I want you to get really clear about that. In about a second, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and write it down. If you don't have a pen, you could just text yourself this. These are really important things to remember. So 3, 2, 1, open your eyes and write this down. Whatever came to you about your body, whatever came to you that is a new detail, especially if it was new to you, that you haven't seen it before, write it down because it's really important. This is a practical exercise in clarity. We're giving you the real stuff. That's what Boomerang is all about. This isn't just, hey, fluff and puff. This is tactical. You can use this tomorrow so that you can be successful in creating this. Hands to the camera if you saw something you haven't seen in a while in that image, just something that it came up for you and you're like, oh shit, that is important. I want more of that in my life. Give me that body back. Hold on. What's going on? Or it's a body you haven't seen yet. Excellent. You deserve it. And the only way to get it is you got to get clear. You want a gym routine? You got to know where you're going. You want to eat healthy? You got to know there's a reason to eat healthy. Hands to camera if that's true for you. If you recognize that there's got to be some motivation behind it. Excellent. Next, we're going to talk about relationships. And for some of you, this could be super exciting. Some of you, this could be stressful. I promise, I want you to aim at the relationship that would be the most ideal for you as we're closing our eyes, right? So let me first eliminate past relationships. Hey, Mauro, I hear your kids. They sound amazing this morning. That's another relationship that you could think about. Relationship with your family, your kids, your spouse, but or your business partners, whatever relationship you believe is the one you're missing in your life is the one I want you to think about. Now we're going to close our eyes doing the same process. So I want you to think about and take a deep breath in. Think about that relationship in the most ideal situation. And even if you have to pretend, even if you've never met a person who would be this perfect and want to do the things that you want to do this much, let's just pretend they exist. What would that sound like, those conversations? What would it sound like and feel like just being in that person's presence, whether you're high-fiving, hugging, or going down to do some sort of project together or on a trip together or building something in a way that feels really fulfilling. And I want you to see it. I want you to see the products, the projects, the experiences, hear the voices, hear the conversations. And in this process, understand and recognize this is really something that is possible for you. This person totally exists. This person is actually looking for you, or is a person you already know who just has to change or is changing already how they feel about you and how they work with you. It could be that you're changing how you feel about them and changing how you want to work with them. And that one change could be all that makes the difference to a little bit more happiness in your relationships. So I want you to open your eyes and we do the same thing. Tony Robbins did this when he was looking for his ideal spouse. Just wrote a list down of the things, the attributes that he wanted, right down to the color of her hair, the size of her shoes, just write down the details, the things that make you excited. We're going through a process of clarity. And for anybody who's just logging in, or the beautiful Morrow who's driving in Canada, which I think for this next 3 weeks is not snowing. Morrow, is that fair to? I know you get a few months of sun up there. So it's a clarity process. And Morrow is very clear. He's going to be living in Florida down here with me one day. So building an amazing business, building a great community, and one day moving down to where the sun never stops shining. Hands to camera if you're able to get everything down on a piece of paper, all the details. Excellent. Next one's my favorite one. We're going to be talking about wealth. We're going to get clear about our money, clear about our assets. Now, assets, in order to do this, we have to define one thing. And in your mind, do you want to work the rest of your life, or do you want something else to work for you and you live rent free? Now, here's how you can tell if this is your lifestyle. Think back to when you were a kid, like a kid living with your parents, and all the stuff was free. You could play outside, you could play with your friends. The only rules you had was be home by a certain time. But food was free, shelter was free. Like, they didn't charge any money. You didn't have to work. Hands to camera if you remember that time in life. I know some of us were working since we were like 5 years old, like Morrow, but yeah. The rest of us remember a time where we didn't have to do anything, where it was complete freedom. Some people hated that time. It was too easy for them. And so they went and got jobs, and then they created a lifestyle that they, couldn't afford. So they had to keep working for it. Hands to camera if you know what it's like to have to go work for your money and it doesn't just come in. So if that lifestyle you're cool with, excellent. Financial freedom is not always a goal for everybody. And success financially, some people don't want the Lambo, some people don't want the yachts, some people don't want the jets, and that's okay too. But I think that everybody wants to get back to being a kid, but with the freedom of being an adult. Like, you can drink, you can party, you can go out, hang out with your friends whenever you want. Hands to camera if that sounds like an ideal life. Excellent. So money's involved. It's going to take some money to get there. And in order to do that, there's got to be a number. Right now, you know how much you're spending every month. You know how much the bills are coming in. You know how much gets sent out. Hopefully, the bills are lower than what is coming in. But hands camera if you've ever been in an opposite situation where the bills were higher than what was coming in. We've all been there too. So this is very, very much your own personal situation, just like your body, just like your relationship. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to go through the same process. Take a deep breath in. And Morrow, keep your eyes open if you're driving. For anybody who is driving, keep your eyes open. Take a deep breath in, exhale. And I want you to visualize now the lifestyle of freedom. Remember when you were a kid, but now you're an adult. So this lifestyle of freedom, you come and go as you please, whenever you want. There's no curfew. There's no telling you where you have to sleep. If you wanted to fall asleep in Japan tomorrow, you could do that. If you wanted to sleep in America or Canada, as long as you pass the COVID test, you'd be fine. Make sure that in this vision, there are no rules, because remember, with enough money, there is no rules. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and most importantly, with whoever you want. Now, that lifestyle costs something. We know it does. Nothing is for free in this world. So there's an economic boundary behind it. I want you to feel out what that might be. Feel out that number. And in your head, write it down. Write down the number, just visually, or uh, have it solid. Hands to the camera if you have that number solid. You don't have to open your eyes. Just, let me know that you're alive there. Awesome. So I identified the number. And now I want you to put a 0 on the side of it, right? Not on the left side, on the right side of it. So the comma slides with it. Just 1 0. That's a 10x. That's 10 times what you've earned. I want you to feel that money's coming to you. Feel that it's coming. Every week, every month, every year, that dollar amount is moving in your direction. And I promise it's possible, because I've seen it happen in my life. I went from making $17,000 to making $100,000 to making $250,000 to making $500,000 to making $1.4 million. And this year being on track to make $2.4 million, which means that it is possible to double money. It is possible to 10x money. It may take a few years, but you're capable of doing that. So I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to relax. And as you're thinking about that dollar amount and all that money, think about how easy and how much fun it would be to have the car, to have the vacations, to have the time to do whatever you want, the house. Remember, spending money on your friends and your family is the reason to make money. That's the most fun. If you could take all your friends out and be able to buy the drinks or buy the food or buy the experience, and everybody's looking at you saying, thank God you made that money. Thank God you built your business. This is a blast. Because money is only fun if you have other people to spend it with. Take that from personal experience. So you can open your eyes, and I want you to write down the things that came up for you in that exercise. We're getting clarity. We're getting clear. So details are important here. And if you don't believe that they're important, to the extent that you get clear in your vision is the extent that you're going to manifest it. Speed to clarity is speed to vision. Speed to vision is speed to manifestation. The sooner you can see it, the more you can feel it, then the faster it comes to you. Now, there's all sorts of hype that you can do. You can get excited. You can get amped up once you get clear. By the way, looking at that piece of paper in front of you, does it make you feel good, or does it give you anxiety? Which one does it give? It feels good? Yes. Is there any anxiety looking at it? No. Excellent. So you did it. You've written down things that you do truly want. You've written down things that excite you. And the reason I ask for anxiety is because there's some people who look at their goals and they say, "Oh my God, I don't think I deserve it," or "I don't know if I could do it." So if somebody listening down the road as this recording is out there, if you're feeling that way, trust me, there is a process for that too. And you can reach out to some of the coaches in the program. Any one of us will make sure we'll have a good conversation and clean that up for you. So since you do see your goals and you're excited about your goals, I want you to now do the next step, which is a small, easy to ignore, but very important process. I want you to write down the one thing, the smallest one thing you could do in each one of those categories that would lead you to that goal. So getting clear on what we want is important, but getting clear on what to do is even more important. We've heard that actions are the secret to success. Getting clear on your actions is going to be the step to making you do it. So imagine if you had 365 days to do one habit, 365 days to do one habit to get you, we'll say, in shape, to get you that relationship, to get you that money. What would that one habit be? And this, for me, one of my habits was I do jumping jacks every day. This is, believe it or not, this is a health thing. This is a relationship thing. And this is a money thing. Just jumping for 10 times gets my blood pumping, gets my mind moving, gets my body thinking. After I jump, I don't mind going to the gym, but you take me right out of bed and I'm a little whiny bitch. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. Like, no. But you give me like 10 jumps on the trampoline and suddenly I'm lit. I'm like, whoa, let's go. Like, bring on the weights, bring on the love, bring on the money, whatever I got to go do. So that's one of my hacks. That's one thing that I found is, and Serena actually bought it for me. Little trampoline, it's about maybe 2 feet, 3 feet wide, one person at a time. Do not, if you got a partner, or you got kids, don't jump on this together. So that's one little habit. And that one little habit just starts for the rest of my day and gets me lit up to go. Your habit could be meditation. It could be 10 minutes in the morning. It could be 5 minutes in the morning. It could be 20 minutes. It could be that workout. Each one of these categories could have a habit as well. And get really clear. When you get really, really clear about the goals, it makes it a lot easier. Hands to the camera if you're getting this. You're able to pick something. Excellent. I want you to share in the chat. What was one of the things? It doesn't have to be the only one. What was one of the things that you thought would be a great habit to create for yourself? And more, you don't have to put it in the chat. You're driving, so stay alive. Meditating. Great job, Stephanie. I like that. And Bruce, what was yours, brother? Time invested in you. Excellent. Yes. Self-love. Little time invested in yourself. That time to get more clarity around the vision, get more clarity around the actions. Now, one of the actions that I found is the most powerful with money making. By the way, hands to the camera if you're okay with learning about money, if money making is okay with you. Excellent. So I'll share how I made $1 million in one transaction, in one deal, in one conversation. The $1 million was not effortless, but it was not a lot of work either. That first million was actually just a conversation, but it wasn't a normal conversation. It wasn't a conversation like other conversations. It was a conversation with a highly leveraged human being that I had a lot of rapport with, that I had a lot of experience with, that I had attuned to make $1 million. So I went and I had a conversation with my business partner. And I told him, I said, we're looking for a property that's 20 units. And I'm going to go and I'm going to text everybody on Facebook, everybody in our community, and let them know this is what we're looking for. And we're going to run an event. So one conversation put a lot of pieces into play. And then from that conversation, I then did a training just like this in a very specific city. And I told everybody, I was like, hey, I'm looking for 20 units in this city. This is what I'm looking for. And that night at that event, somebody came up and said, well, what if they were condos? What if they were condos? And I was like, in the past, by the way, a little clarity, I never buy condos, right? In the past, I would never buy condos. And I said, well, I guess condos at the right price. And he said, 20 condos. It was actually 24 condos for 40,000 a piece. 40,000 a piece was my number. Always had been my number for units. And I said, yes. So from one conversation with my business partner and one event where I simply asked, I let enough people know what I was looking to do, that deal came to me. Now I had to keep asking, right? The next event, I had to go and ask for $300,000. And I just let everybody know, hey, do you want in on this deal? And I asked for the money. But remember, you're going to be listening to this. Get clear about what I'm doing. I'm asking for what I'm looking for. And I'm aiming at something high. I'm clear on what I'm doing. This is why it works for me. So I ask now for the money. Of course, I receive the money. The next event, I close and I let everybody know that I closed hard money. So very simple, right? When I brought $1 million in hard money and private money, closed. Now I ask everybody for a refinance, a lender to refinance. I refinance the loan. Those 24 units get appraised at $2.4 million. I paid $840,000 for them. Hands to the camera if you can see. That's how you make $1.5 million in one conversation. It started with a decision to go after it. It started with a decision, but that decision didn't stay with me. It got communicated to more and more and more people. Most people forget to share what they're looking to create. You get clear on what you want, right? We can write our goals, our affirmations, we can do our clarity, our meditations, and then we can go and we can do work. And I'm air quoting work because the work you're doing doesn't actually accomplish anything. It accomplishes small things, but big things cannot be accomplished by physical labor. Big things are only accomplished through communication, through big asks, through asking people to do something. And then the third step is continuing to ask. And asking in the right place, by the way, asking in the right place, right? I would not go to broke people and ask them for money. I would not go to rich people and ask them for time. Does that make sense? right? I don't ask rich people to work for me, and I don't ask poor people to give me money. I do the opposite. If I'm looking for labor, if I'm looking for physical support, I go to the broke people. Their time is cheap. If I'm looking for money, I go to my rich friends because their time is valuable, but their money is cheap. So go to who has too much. Whoever has too much of a surplus of a supply, find them and offer them to take it off their hands. Everybody with a surplus has a desire to get rid of their surplus. There's a law of nature. When people have too much of something, they don't appreciate it. Here's a fun one to write down. I learned this from The Greatest Secret. You have too much knowledge. You have too many ambitions. You have too much ability. You have too much love inside you. You have too much desire, which is why you don't appreciate it. Your desire, your love, your ability, your knowledge, these are your biggest assets. These are your greatest assets. You are too likable. You're too lovable, right? This is your gift, but you don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate how powerful you are and what you're capable of doing because it's free. You have too much of it. Answer the camera if you recognize that's true. You got a whole lot inside of you. You got a whole lot of ability. Yes. And you can change people's lives if you just share some of that gift with them, right? You could go share a smile. You're not going to run out of smiles. We know this is true. You could share a little compliment. You're not going to run out of compliments, right? You're not running out of those. And yet we hoard them as if we were. We hoard them as if they were garbage and we don't want to share them with anybody, right? We keep our best things, our best secrets. We keep our vision, right? You have so much vision inside of you, so many goals, so much clarity around it. But by keeping it to yourself, because you don't believe other people are going to believe in it, right? You don't believe that other people are going to see value in what you have, whereas most people aren't clear on what they want. Most people have no clarity. They have no desire, idea what they want to create for themselves. You know why people don't have what they want? They don't know what they want, right? If I ask somebody how much time do they meditate, they're like, shit, meditate? Ha! I'm too busy working, right? Too busy doing stuff. I got too many things to do. I can't meditate. Well, what do you want in life? Oh, I want $1 million. Okay, that's your programmed word to say to me. What else do you want? They don't know. I want to be happy. Oh, shit. You want to be happy? Well, then just think happy thoughts. It's not that hard, right? Being happy is simple. Shit. But if you ask them to write down what they want, you're going to get like, they're hungry, right? Or they want a nap. Like it's basic. This is average people. Look at your paper. Your paper's different. You want more. There's more on there. There's more. Sorry. You're in your head, not in your paper. You're driving. There's more than the average person because you spent some time on getting clear. You spent some time on figuring out what you want. The reason, if you haven't attained it yet, is because you haven't told enough people. And if you have told a lot of people, you haven't told the right people. Don't tell broke people that you need more of their money. Don't tell rich people that you want some of their freaking time. It does not work. Don't tell a spiritual guru that you want to teach them how to make money unless you first motivated them that it's time to go feed the poor. I let them know, hey, we got to go feed the poor. They're like, shit, let's raise some money. Because I could go raise the cattle and everything by myself, but it's going to take a few years. And people might starve and die on the way. Money solves a lot of problems. Hence the camp if you're recognizing that's true. But the only way to get money is you got to get clear about what you got too much of. And you got to give it away. And you've got to. This is the secret to giving it away. Find somebody without it. Find somebody who's experiencing a lack. People will move away from lack like you've never seen. They will not move to abundance as quickly as they will move away from lack. People are scared of it. And if you can point it out and identify one of their lacks, one of their weaknesses, they become even more scared. In the marketing, we have a rule. We have first identify the pain and then agitate. Identify pain and then agitate the pain and then provide a solution, but not until they're sufficiently agitated till they're asking you for a solution. Most marketers, most salespeople, most business owners, most individuals who want to go and create that life for themselves identify the solution, but they never identify the pain or the agitate. They don't do enough motivating to get themselves to go and do what it takes to get there. They don't do enough asking from other people to get the community around them so that they can pick up that momentum. And people will be attracted to you if you can point out their pain and agitate it. The solution they'll be begging you for, but they don't know that there's a problem in most cases. They don't know that there's a solution, and they don't know that there's a big enough pain for the solution. See, most people have gotten comfortable. In fact, your life right now, I'll say, I know exactly what you've been thinking about. I know exactly how clear you've been because of the room you're in right now, because of the job you have right now, because of the money you're making right now, the level of health, relationships you have. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you've been thinking about because of what you have right now. But that can be changed. And it happens overnight. This manifesting thing has one caveat, though. With all this clarity, if you are attached to the result will betray you. What you focus on expands for sure. What you think about, you bring about. But if you're holding on to it, it will resist you. Just like a magnet of opposite poles. You try to put them together, it just bounces right off. So if you're desperate, if you need that result, shit, you're going to keep needing that result. It will avoid you. It will stay away. So that there's these two factors: clear and okay with never having it. Complete clarity, complete obsession, complete feeling of it being yours already, and being totally cool if it took a year or 2 or 3 or a day or an hour. Being totally fine with it because you already know it's yours. But being unyielding in saying, it's mine, right? It is. Make it sense? I see Steph's laughing. She's like, yeah, I've been holding on to some shit, right? We all do it. It's cool. We all do it. We all do it. As I build this community, it's the same thing. I look at, I want all of the people to be in a better situation, but I want it so badly for them that I'm not willing to let go of the possibility of, hey, maybe they won't be successful. Maybe that's what happens. I do my best to make them successful, and I'm telling you, I get anxiety thinking about it. And I know a lot of people will feel this when they're thinking about the thing they want and what they're looking to create for themselves. And like, I've got to have it so bad. I'll get anxiety thinking about people not being successful, right? Like if I think like, oh my God, like somebody's going to listen to a training like this or watch one of the courses or go to a live event and not take things and move forward with it. I'm like, like, no, like they must be successful every time they hear my voice. They must begin raining money. The fat must shed off and the muscles must grow and the relationship must just fly across the room, right? But that won't always happen unless you're willing to say, look, I may go out there and speak and the things I say just aren't going to connect with somebody. And that's okay too, right? It'll attract the people who are ready for it. It'll change the people who are looking for it. And for the people who just aren't there, I'm 100% okay. I'd show up for free anyway. I'd show up no matter what. Hands to the camp if you recognize you could do this in your life. Excellent. It's the law of attraction plus the law of detachment. And that's what clarity is. You've got to get clear about these emotions. Most people can write down their goals and write all the vision and all the things that they want, but then they miss the energy around it. And you've got to get clear about the energy because that's what's either attracting or detracting your goals. That's what's either bringing it in for you or keeping it out just in front of you, teasing you, just where you can see it, but not actually attain it. Now, those emotions of attachment, you got to learn to detach, let go of the outcome, show up and do the work anyway, regardless of whether it works the way you want it to work. Just show up and do the work anyway. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he says, you got to work for free. He's not saying go work for free. He's saying be willing to work for free, right? And you can. So a lot of things we do are for free. I know the coaches who coach on this program, a lot of us teach for free because we know there's a bigger goal. We know there's a bigger mission. There's something greater out there. We're going to help a lot of people move forward. Myself, right? I wear the 100. I'm on a mission to build 100 millionaires, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but the 100 millionaires are going to be inspired to build 100 millionaires, which means over time, we may kill poverty. We may wipe out the financial system. I want to open it up to questions or comments, things that you took away, things that were ahas for you, or something you want to share with the group. Go ahead.
Thank you, Gualter. That was great. That last piece was very impactful for me. The letting go, being okay with not having it. Like you have done a lot of speaking in my life, and like you, I want everybody to take the learning that we're disseminating, want them to go put it in their life and go live their life the way they want to, find their greatness within, truly step into their greatness in that. Got to be okay letting go, though.
100%, bro.
I think I might have been hanging on a little too tight on some of that stuff. So
I
thank
get
you.
it. Bruce, absolutely. As a trainer to a trainer, it's emotional, man.
It very
really
much
is
so.
emotional. And, sometimes you just got to let it go, because
When it's even just the way you said that too, because I equated before letting go as caring less, but it's not caring less. It's just caring as much or caring more and letting go.
yeah, 100%.
It allows you to step more into yourself and give actually more and care more.
That's exactly right.
That's just what came to me. So thank you.
You got an amazing gift and amazing ability, and your concern about whether people will move forward or not maybe stopping you from sharing it with more people.
And fully.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gualter. That was
Absolutely,
cool.
brother.
That was cool.
Honor. Thank you.
So I have something that resonated with me that you mentioned, and it's exactly the same feeling with the Gift to Get program. Is I'm like, so excited for people to succeed and just grow, and I'm looking so far ahead at but what if they don't? What's going on? Where is this all at? I want to see the success, and it's just constantly in my head. And when you said it, I was like, okay, good, I'm not the only one. But totally resonate with that. I totally, I see that, and now, you actually helped me there. You gave me the clarity. Thank you.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steph.
For me, it was, I think, like the whole, just being clear on your goal, being clear, having a specific number, a specific relationship goal. I think that's something that you kind of forget, or you kind of just get distracted and not really think about every day.
Who forgets?
Huh?
Who forgets?
I forget. No, because I do meditation every day, but I don't I don't think about these things. I'm just like, oh, feel good today. It's gonna be a good day. But I guess be more specific in my intentions towards my goals. And then another thing was just letting go of the attachment of the result, right? Because sometimes you want something so bad and you think about it, you want it, you desire it, but you're attached to that end goal, to that end feeling, oh, no, it has to be like this, and it has to go this way. And every time, every day that it doesn't happen, you kind of let yourself down, and you're like, oh no, why not? Why didn't it happen the way I thought it was? So I guess just letting go and releasing, and just working towards it, but not obsessing over it.
Yeah. Not obsessing over the how, right? Obsess. It is yours. I mean, it is yours. You own it and you want it and you're creating it. Just flexible on how it happens for you, how it comes to you.
Well, I mean, obsessive, as of the end result, you're saying, you get obsessed and you get attached to the end result, right? To the
and it's unyielding in the result, flexible in the how. What happened, that attachment that we experience, it's because we're like, it has to work this way, has to come to me this way and this time at this angle. But in the truth is, be 100% okay with, look, I know it's mine, it's coming to me no matter what, I'm fine with it, I'm gonna go do the activities that would lead it to come to me. And just because that's what you do when it is yours, right? You bring it back to you. And when it comes, I'm flexible in how it comes, right? That flexibility, that detachment from the end result, being 100% okay with it not happening, but not ever giving up on it, right? Just always focused on it, always It's mine. I'm bringing it in. I'm confident. And if you feel any emotions around like you feel yourself saying, I need to do this, or I don't have it, or it's not enough, those emotions I would question. Those are the signs of too much attachment. I'd let those go.
Yeah.
Another thing that you mentioned
Thank
earlier
you.
that I think is awesome. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was awesome. Sorry, I was so excited to say what I wanted to say, so I just kind of interrupted. So I apologize.
And that's
I have a tendency
okay.
to do
And
that.
that's okay.
But something that you also, another thing that you mentioned about the marketing that is very profound and very true is going after the right people for what you're looking for. And so many times, you know, there's so many people that just they're going after the wrong people, looking for something. And you know, there was so much truth to that. So that really was a really good point that I want to bring up again.
And I like the amount of pain to get the appropriate amount of, I'll say, agitation before the solution. Because I've always said it, you know, what's the problem people have? Sorry, what's the problem they have that they don't want? And what's the solution that they want that they don't have? And so those are the two pieces. And I've always said, what I liked with the way you outlined it, Gualter, is identify that, but get that agitation going first and then provide them the solution. If you provide the solution too early, to your point, say, yeah, okay, no big deal. But if you
Exactly.
provide the agitation in the middle, now they're ready to take action the moment you put the solution in front of them.
Exactly. The best way it was explained to me was you've got somebody who has a grill, and that's their problem. They have a grill and they're hungry. Put a piece of steak in front of them, and they'll ask you for a match.
Right.
If they've got steak and you remind them that there's steak and you got some sauce, they'll ask you for the match, and they'll pay whatever it takes for that match.
Right. Because they're already visualizing the steak.
That's right.
Yeah.
Create that agitation around the situation.
Very good.
Excellent.
I always give good advice, Walter, or good information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is just the beginning. We got 52 more to go, right? 51 more weeks in the rest of the year.
And Stephanie, I love your dedication to yourself. I love your commitment to yourself. I love how you come on to all the sessions. Keep going back, and like Walter says, spend time with yourself each and every day, getting clear on one more thought.
Clarity is power.
Yeah.
Clarity is power. Have faith and belief that it's coming to you. Have a burning desire to attain it, and be totally cool with how it shows up. Just flexible in the how, unyielding in the result.
Yeah.
Unyielding. Awesome. Thank you, Bruce. I've got a podcast I've got to jump on in about 10 minutes.
Super. If no other comments or no other questions, we'll let Walter get on with the day. Again, this will be posted on the dashboard later today, available for everybody to watch it for the next 4 weeks. Looking forward to it, Walter. We're having a great time. We're going on a wonderful journey, all because of Morrow's vision. So thank you, Mr. Morrow.
Thank you,
Morrow, we
Maureen.
appreciate you, brother.
Everybody have a good
Boomerang,
night.
give to
everybody.
get.
Here we go.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
everybody. Have a good day.
You too, guys. Cheers.
Bye.